With company roots that date back to 1860, Pezon and Michel had been in the fishing business for more than a century. In 1895, Gustave Pezon was among a group that purchased an established French company that dealt with angling wares, and shortly afterward, he bought out his business partners and renamed his company G. Pezon. Passing away in 1913, Gustave's business was handed down to his eldest son, Pierre Pezon, and his son-in-law, Jean-Michel, thus creating a new company named Pezon and Michel. Over the next few years, Pierre's brothers would join the ever-expanding company, and in the early 1930s, the first handmade Pezon and Michel rods were offered. Charles Ritz, of the famous hotel family, became involved with the company in the late 1930s as a consultant, and along with Pierre Crucival, a champion flycaster and Pezon master craftsman Edward Planet, they worked toward the first parabolic action bamboo fly rods. These first models were targeted toward competition casting and lighter, more fishing-friendly actions. In 1952, the trio introduced the new Ritz Super Parabolic PPP, which stood for Perfect Progressive Power. These new rods featured a staggered ferrule, which is a shorter butt section and longer tip section. This rod is a model 7.5-foot Dubois, introduced to the Pezon lineup in 1973, named after Jean-Michel Dubois, another esteemed consultant. It weighs in at 4 7/8 ounces and is best suited for a 5-weight line. Based on the serial number of this rod, we know that it was built in June of 1988.
I'm Brew Moscarello. I'm a fly fishing guide on the Battenkill River here in southern Vermont. I've been fishing these waters for nearly 40 years now. I came to this region to work for Burton Snowboards in the winter and Orvis in the summers and never left. I love this river. First time I held this rod, I had a real affinity for it. And it goes way back to when I first started in the Orvis showroom back in '86. There was a gentleman named Walter Hetzer. He was an avid fly fisherman, wonderful guy. He would speak of this rod in particular, the Pezon Michel. He used to walk around, the Pezon Michel. So me and my buddy Joe Dion, who worked in this store, we were just kids at the time, we would always make fun of him, Pezon Michel, and we were just, having a good time with it. And then finally, through the kindness of the museum, I got a chance to get my hands on it, and not only to just hold it, but to throw it and to fish with it. So it's a tribute to my past, to Walter's past. Walter's since gone, but here I am. There's a nostalgic feeling to this rod. And I think that's probably true with all bamboo rods. They cast differently, they feel different. There's the beauty in the stroke, and if you allow yourself to adjust your timing and the speed to the rod, you find that sweet spot. And when you do, it's a beautiful thing. One of the things I really like about this rod is it's a two-piece rod. It's unique in its own way. I also really, the allure, the beauty of the wrappings on this rod are just spectacular. The cigar handle was something I had to get used to too. It's a bit thicker than I'm used to as well. That combined with this light reel though, I really feel that I have a good sense of what it takes to move this rod through the air and present a fly in a fashion with a bamboo that you almost couldn't get with a graphite rod. When fishing the Battenkill, you kind of approach it differently than others. It's much more intimate. You have to be quiet, you have to be stealthy. It's a very, very challenging river. You pretty much really got to work for your fish. We hunt fish on this river, is really what it comes down to. It's a good fish, dude. Yeah. Nice wild brown on the Pezon Michel. Boom. Part of what I love about fly fishing is the traditional. When you have the opportunity to get on a river such as the Battenkill, beautiful scenery, and throw a traditional rod on a river with such history, it's a personal experience and a feeling that, how do you describe it? I think it's just something that I would suggest people try. If you're an avid fly fisherman, I think you'll understand where I'm coming from once you put one of these beautiful traditional rods in your hand.